Hello, beautiful people. It's Earth Mother D, back with another reading. So I had already done a reading and I was trying to record it on TikTok because I just liked how it looked aesthetically speaking, because it is darker. These lights that I have aren't exactly the best. So I just was recording on there. But after I got done recording the first half, the video just went away. I don't know what happened. But I think that there's a message in that too. So I had already pulled some cards, okay? And I had expressed to you all that I was going to do a reading for the sign Scorpio, and how normally I would do like the birthday reading, but I just didn't have the energy to do it. Like that takes a lot of energy mentally and emotionally. And when I do those videos, I like to present them in a very specific way. So I just decided, instead of being like a perfectionist and not filming at all, that I was still going to film, but just not that specific video, right? Not that specific theme. So a card that came out was a card that said resistance from the African goddess Oracle, okay? And the goddess name is xoxoxo. So I'm just going to read the description again, and then I'll get to what I feel like the lesson is so far. Not only for y'all, but for me, okay? So it says, xoxoxo, shadow of resistance, and she is from Tobago, okay? Her temple is the shadows, and her element is the bush. Shadow goddess xoxoxo, the witch of Golden Lane, blew into Tobago on a determined breeze from West Africa to emancipate her family. And for her guidance, it says, you are scared that you are going to mess it all up. You may have stumbled, but this is a new day. Learn to show up for yourself. And for her embodiment, it says, you ghost your own dreams and resist your own magic. Stop holding back, worrying, and pretending to seek perfection that will never come. It's shown enough will never come. Wow. When it comes to you stepping into your greatness, resistance keeps you stuck. Resistance blocks growth, creativity, and evolution. Resistance may look like procrastination, laziness, disorganization, excuses, or lack of motivation. But there are deeper forces at play. You are resisting the force you really are. And the goddess declaration is, this is me, I show up. Okay, so I feel like the message so far that I just received from that, and just what I just experienced, was to get rid of perfectionism, okay? And it's funny because right before I started this video, I literally did a burn ritual where one of the things that I burned was perfectionism, because I was thinking about how perfectionism has been ruining my life, and it has been creating some resistance when it comes to me just moving forward with certain things. And one thing that I'm really learning as life happens is to just do it anyway. Even if you don't feel like your mood isn't the best, even if it isn't the prettiest, even if it isn't exactly how you planned, still show up, still do it. Give what you can, give it your best. Because in that moment, that's what it's about. It's about showing up. That's what the ancestors are trying to teach you, to show up anyway. Okay? Life happens. Things happen that are out of our control. Things happen that are even in our control that we have to learn from, that may make us feel stagnant, may make us feel like we can't move forward, or we gotta wait before we do this or do that. But the lesson here really is to just do it anyway. Because that's really the only way that you're really going to reach whatever goal you have or goals you have, is by doing it anyway. Oh, and taking breaks and resting. I've learned that that is very important too, okay? Pursuing your goals and being consistent does not mean not resting, okay? So I would encourage some of you to write that down and burn that as well, okay? Burn that belief, that way of thinking, that whole, oh, I'll sleep when I die and all that bullshit. No, you're gonna get quicker to the death by not sleeping. That's exactly what's gonna happen, okay? And we don't want that. Mm. It's so funny that that happened. Wow. And like I was saying, I was trying to film on TikTok because aesthetically it looked better. But then like I literally filmed like the first 10 minutes and it just disappeared. I didn't exit it out. No, it just disappeared. So for me, I feel like that was a sign. Like that was like my ancestors trying to show me like, stop caring so much about just, because although it is okay to want like aesthetically pleasing content, like, because that's just me. Like I love for my stuff to look good. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But certain things have happened in my life recently that were out of my control, where like I couldn't film in the way that I normally would. I would normally film like earlier during the day, you know, when the sun's shining, so I can catch that beautiful natural light and have that beautiful aesthetically pleasing video. And although that is nice and there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that, but when things happen that you didn't plan for, right, and that are out of your control, you have to adapt. You have to show up anyway. And also, doing this, you're showing your audience, let's say if you're filming, and it honestly doesn't even have to just be an audience. It can just be people who are just observing you, right? You're showing them that you are a human being. And the reality of the different cycles that we can go through, and how things could look good one day or one week and then the next week not so good, but that doesn't mean that we are less than. It just means that we're going through the motions of life. Literally nothing stays the same, especially as a woman, right? Because we go through, that we know of, these 4 cycles, or these 4 phases of a cycle every month. So we're not the same person on day 1 as we are on day 28. Okay, our body doesn't need the same foods on day 1 as day 28. We can't do the same workouts as we did on day 1 on day 28, because we have to honor that. We have to honor the cycles of our body. Right? So sometimes that may mean that you can't do things how you planned, how you intended. But if you let perfectionism win, you'll end up not doing anything at all. And you can still do something. It'll just be different from what you normally do or what you planned, and that's fine, because that could be beautiful too. Going off the path can be beautiful too. Being spontaneous can be beautiful too, right? It's like you have to find this balance between having routine, being structured, but also listening to your body and also adapting to like whatever's going on outside of you, whatever's going on in your life that is like directly affecting you. Like you have to adapt, you know, because while you're spending all of this time resisting that, essentially, you can be making some shit happen. I know this one person where they're like that, where they're very like into routines, they're very structured. And when I originally met this person, you know, I was just observing that, right? I was like, okay, every time something goes out of routine, you know, you get very anxious, you get very panicky, and you kind of shut down, and you know, you get very agitated, and you just feel like you can't move forward, and like everything is over, and you kind of just throw everything away, right? And for a while I just observed this person, and I was just like, damn, like you tripping. But then I had to realize that in some ways that person was a mirror, because that is something that I've done myself too, right? And that stems from perfectionism. So definitely burn that. Burn perfectionism. Burn it. Can't live here no more. Because guess what? Perfectionism is not real. Being perfect is not real. People, places, and things cannot be perfect. Perfect is an illusion. That's why it's so hard to achieve it or to maintain the illusion that you have it, because it's not real. It's not natural. Another thing that came out when I was doing the reading before was this truth card. And then, so that was on the top of the deck. And then resistance was on the bottom of the deck. And immediately I received that some of you are going to start speaking your truth in different ways, on different platforms, to different people. And that is going to be met with resistance, not only from external sources, but also from yourself, because you're not used to that. You're not used to standing in your truth. So it's going to be external and internal. And you're going to have to really work through that. You're going to have to sit with yourself. It's going to be hard. You're going to want to run away. You're going to want to shut down. You know, you're going to be taking what people are saying about you so personal. But you have to remind yourself. And you can also come back to this video if you like, that you deserve to walk in your truth. You deserve to be exactly who you are. You deserve to be freed from the bondage that can be other people's opinions and expectations of you. And that checks out, because as I was reading this Gang Sarah card, it said that she was a witch. So for some of you, that is a part of your truth, operating openly as a witch, claiming that that is who you are, or that's a part of who you are, should I say, that you practice witchcraft, all of that. You do spell work, magic, you know, hoodoo, voodoo, whatever you're into, baby. That is a part of your truth, to share that openly, whether it's on a camera and on a platform, or just in your personal conversations, or just in conversations in general. And you're gonna have people who are gonna be like, "Oh, I don't mess with that," and that's fine. That's fine. Don't take that personal. They're not wrong. You just leave that where it's at. You just say, okay, and you just leave it alone at that point. Okay. Also, another thing that just came to me, so I literally saw the number 444 on the timer, and that has been coming up a lot for me recently. And the main theme of that for me recently has been stability and foundation. So, you speaking your truth is a major part of you creating financial stability for yourself. It's 100% required. You're not going to create it, and you're not going to create it in the way that you want to create it by hiding yourself. Your true self, who you really are, that is the gold. That's the bag. Okay, the minute you stop hiding, that's when the clients come. That's when the views come. That's when people start buying your products. That's when people start taking your classes. Because you're being exactly who you are. So the people who resonate with who you are and who are seeking out what you provide are going to start finding you and coming to you, but they can't find you if you're hiding. Okay, so another card that came out as well was the Sarah La Kali card. And it also says Divine Lineage. You guys can see that. She's very beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to reread her description for you guys. So it says, Goddess of Divine Lineage. She is from Romani/Egypt. Her temple is the ancestors. Her element is water. It says, great great ancestress Sarah La Kali, meaning Sarah the Black, was an Egyptian prophet and a patron saint of the Romani people. Oral history says that Saint Sarah had the highest divine lineage. And for her guidance, it says, your ancestors protect the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is you. Divine ones walk beside and within you. Trust. And for the embodiment, it says, your ancestors want to remind you that you are not alone. They are rooting for you. They ask you to honor your spirit guides and call upon the divine, the power of the divine. Create or nourish your ancestral altar or shrine. Unbury your ancestors, speak their names. Your divine lineage ancestors may be blood related or culturally or spiritually connected. And for your goddess declaration, it says, I am my sister is me. Okay. And also I wanted to point out that although this deck is called the Goddess Oracle, anybody can receive something from it. Okay. Male, female, man, woman. So stay a while. Yeah, I had pulled some cards to confirm these cards that came out. So for the truth card, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which I already told you all that your truth is going to make you a lot of money, essentially. It's going to allow you to create the life that you really want. Not operating in your truth is scarcity. Choosing scarcity. this is 5 of Wands. So for some of you, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because with this Sarah Lakali card, one of the things that it said was, you're not alone. Your ancestors have your back. So some of you have forgotten that, or you know it, but you've been struggling to accept that, like, this is really a thing that is real, like you can really lean on them. Like, damn, I really can depend on my ancestors this much. Like, I really can call on them for whatever. Yeah, they are infinite. And you also want to think about how the ancestors, it's not just the ones that you know about. It's not just the ones that are like in your immediate family. This is like your entire bloodline, like over thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So you could have an ancestor come through from 200 years ago to talk to you or to help you, okay? So yes, it's like Google, literally. That's the way that I can describe it. It's better than Google, actually. Your ancestors is like spiritual Google. You can ask them whatever. You can ask them to show you whatever. You can ask them to help you with whatever, and they're gonna do it. There's so many of them. So it's like, yeah, you will never go without. But yeah, for some of you, you've been feeling like you needed to do something on your own, or you've been feeling like you were alone when it comes to like matters of money. And you've been fighting yourself. You've been fighting yourself about like this whole idea that you can ask your ancestors to help you, like it really can be that simple. There's some form of resistance there. Like, you know their power because you've experienced it a few times, but you're still resisting it for some reason. It's probably because of previous spiritual beliefs or current spiritual beliefs, because connecting with your ancestors could also be very new for you, depending on where you are on your journey. But let this video be a confirmation for you. It is safe for you to move forward with them, to continue to work with them. They've been trying to offer you assistance in the form of money as well. And really, whatever you need, really. You see like how this person is like, they kind of have this coin, like they're offering it to somebody, and then you have this card, like she's not really looking at it. She just focused on doing it herself, essentially. She's just focused on how am I going to get this myself? How am I going to do this myself? How, you know, she's forgetting that she has this beautiful, beautiful resource that is her ancestors. And for some of you, it's going to require for you to meditate, to clear your mind, to clear this anxiety that you have around this whole idea of connecting with your ancestors, and that it's real and that it really is a real resource for you. Some of you are going to need to meditate so that you can calm down, so that you can actually connect with them. You can actually begin to lean into connecting with your ancestors. Because a lot of you are triggered, because this is new, right? For some of you. And for some of you, it's not new, but you're reaching new heights with it, with connecting with your ancestors. And it's scaring the shit out of you because you're like, whoa, this is really, like, this is really it. Like, y'all really can do this, y'all really can do that. Like, it's really this easy. And it is easy, but only once you like kind of clear out the fear, right? And you work through like the unhealed trauma, you know, you deal with that, then it becomes easy. Because then that would also be you clearing out the resistance. Okay. Now and also, like I was saying, you have to meditate. Also, something that you should start doing as well is taking daily quiet time. That's something that I do. I've been doing it for some years now. I don't know exactly how long, but I take daily quiet time. I don't always meditate because it's not always necessary, or I'll do like different forms of meditation, because, you know, meditation isn't just closing your eyes and like, you know, humming or just sitting in silence. It also can be going for a walk in nature. It also could be focusing on doing something that you really enjoy and just kind of being in that. But the key is just being in quiet, sitting in silence, right? And calming the nervous system. That's a major part of it, okay? But okay, so yeah, to confirm this resistance card, we have the Lovers come out. So I'm gonna look more into that because that's kind of like, what does that mean? So confirm this Lovers card. Oh, okay, they want me to pull from the tea. The tea. They want me to pull from the tea. All right. To confirm this Lovers card, there may be some resistance in a connection that you're in, either on your part or somebody else's part. And that resistance is causing a blockage, a barrier between the two of you. But let's see. Confirm this Lovers, please. Okay. Oh, Jesus, stalker. What? I did not expect that to come out. Oh my God. And then it says creeping. So we know this is. And then it says caught in the act, evidence saved, truth in plain sight. And then, but on the top we have all vibes, no receipts, talking nonsense, messy storyteller, no facts. Interesting. Okay. So we're just going to go with these two that came out. So that's essentially the same thing. Stalker and creeping. Same thing. Same energy. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to this, what this resistance said. Okay, I don't really think that. Oh, okay, yeah, that kind, because I was saying that there may be some resistance in a connection, either from you or from the other person, or shit, it could be both of y'all. Hell. And then it has creeper and stalker, creeping and stalker. So it's like this person is saying one thing, but then they're like checking your stories constantly. They're constantly looking on your social media, whatever that may be. That could be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You may have a YouTube they could be looking at. So they could be acting like they're just like, like nonchalant, like they're not really into you. Or you could be feeling like, oh, this person don't really like me for real. But that's not the case. They do. They do. They like you. They like you a lot, actually. But if they're in this energy, they're not ready, so it don't really matter. If we're being honest. Okay, give me something else for this creeping and stalking. Queen of Swords. Yeah, okay. Yeah, oh, yeah. And then we have the Five of Swords. I mean, I'm sorry, no. Seven of Wands. So we have the Queen of Swords that came out. So you may have set boundaries with a love interest recently in some way. And they may have been trying to kind of get you to like deal with them again. Like you may have cut them off. This is funny. Yeah, they either already have tried to contact you and trying to get you to deal with them again, or they're going to. Like this is about to happen very soon. And it's like, yeah, it's like they act like they don't want anything serious with you. They act like, they kind of act nonchalant, like they're not really into you, like it's really whatever, but they really are like deeply into you. But they don't know. They don't really know how to process what they feel. It's very scary for them, the way that they feel about you. Oh, okay. So when I just read the description for resistance, and one of the things that it says is that you're afraid that you're going to mess it up. That's how they feel, or that could be how you feel. This could also be you. You could be the one creeping and lurking. Okay, let's not do that. Come on now. But it really could be either or. Honestly, I read from both sides. Like when things come out, it could be either perspective. But yeah, they're afraid that they're gonna mess things up with you. So that's why they act the way that that's why they act nonchalant. That's why they act like it don't really mean nothing. That's why they run away. They're avoidant. They act like it's nothing, but yet they're just watching every story. They're like they miss you, and they're looking on your page, just looking at your store, your pictures, and like they're kind of like getting some type of like satisfaction from that, because at the moment that's really all they can handle. They can't handle telling you how they feel and experiencing like that vulnerability in the moment in person with you. So they're kind of at arm's length, about it. Yeah, they're gonna try. They're gonna try to like poke at you. They're gonna try to get you to, because what this person wants is, this person wants to deal with you in a way that they find comfortable, but the way that they find comfortable is not healthy for you. It's not what you want. So essentially, this person wants to be like friends with benefits, a situationship. Even though they actually like you, they have feelings for you, they do, but they're not ready for something more just yet. But they want you to settle for less than what you want and what you're ready for. Okay, so they're going to try to poke at you. Okay, they're also afraid that like you're moving on, so that's where this card comes in. Like they're stalking your social media. Trying to see what you got going on. They may even like randomly like start texting you, just, but not because like they literally just want to text you and be like, hey, how you doing, what's up, but because they want to find out what the fuck you got going on. That's why they're texting you. But you are being called to set boundaries and stand on those boundaries and lead them where they at. If they are not ready to take it further with you, then you leave them where they at. If they really want to be with you, they're going to get their shit together. It's as simple as that. Okay? Simple as that. All right. So let's see what else we got. I'll pull a little bit more before we close out. All right. What else you got? Okay, Page of Pentacles. Hermit. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, okay, yeah. This person may try to tempt you by like offering you money or something like that, because they either know you need it, or they really like, or you really like it, right? But no, turn them down. Turn them down. Yeah. Nope. It's just a trick. They need to grow up and get their shit together. Simple. Yeah, they're gonna try to whoever. Okay, so I'm also picking up that this isn't just somebody who you were recently dealing with that you still have feelings for. You may actually want to still be with this person. There's also another person from the past, like for a little while back, that you do not want to be with at all. And that person is also trying to come in and kind of tempt you. This person pops up on a regular basis. Like, this is a normal thing for them. Like, they'll leave for a while. They won't say anything to you, and then they'll just pop up on you. But you've already made it up in your mind that you don't want to deal with this person anymore. So you're just like, no, not going to happen. But I'm picking up that one of these people are going to try to tempt you with money, and the other one is going to try to tempt you emotionally speaking. Like emotional manipulation. They're going to try to like tug at your heartstrings. But don't fall for it. Both of them need to get their shit together. Even though you probably only want to be with one of them, but still, both of them need to get their shit together. No, don't fall for that. Okay, but also, some of you are going into hermit mode when it comes to your money. Well, okay, yeah, that's it when it comes to your money. But let me explain. So, for some of you, in order to get to the next level in your life with like your finances, your career, like you could be starting a business, just to get to the life that you want, it's going to require you to take some time to essentially live like frugally. You're going to have to decrease your spending very drastically. But this is a very temporary thing. For some of you, this means that you can't go out as much as you were going out. You can't go out to eat as much. You can't buy the things that you want as much as you were doing before. Like, you're really going to have to pump the brakes on that. Really pause a lot of it too, in order for you to get to the next level. And this is going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard for you. It is. But it's necessary for you to get to the next level. It's necessary. And the situation, of course, is going to be different for everybody, but like there's a specific reason why you need to do this specifically. But it's necessary. You got to cut down on that spending. all of that. In order for you to manifest this life that you want. Okay. So you're going in hermit mode because you're not going to be able to go out as much, like to the club and go out to eat. You're probably going to be spending a lot of time in the house working on your business and, you know, your money and your goals. So you're going to be in hermit mode in that way. Also, for some of you, you are also going into hermit mode when it comes to dating, because dating also would cost money. Even if you're a woman, it costs a certain level of money to date. And so you got to cut that out too for a while so you can get to where you want to be. And the longer you avoid committing to this period of really only spending money on your needs, and that's about it, you know, really penny pinching and investing in the things that are going to make you more money, the longer you prolong committing to that, the longer you're going to prolong the time you actually have to spend being in that, doing that, right? The point of this is it's supposed to be temporary to get you to the next level. But if you keep putting it off, it's going to become your life. And that's not how that's supposed to go. Okay? And it's the same thing with romance too. If you keep trying to date right now, instead of putting that on hold, same thing, it's going to prolong you being in this space where you can't date, or you're not living the life you want. You're literally keeping yourself from the life you want by not essentially living very beneath your means, by not doing that, and also by still trying to date right now when you don't. It's not in your best interest to do that right now. Okay? All right, so we're gonna take one last card from the ancestors to close out what they got to say, Even though they've been speaking this whole time, right? But one last word. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Magician is the Scorpio card, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna have to double check that, but if so, that checks out too. Okay, so we have Creature of Water, Creative Expression. Okay. I look funny. All right, let's see what that says. And I also would like to point out that 29 breaks down to 11. So, are you going to continue to avoid this new beginning that is going to lead to another new beginning that you really want? Or are you going to stay stuck and stagnant? Up to you. Up to you. Okay, it says creative energy is all around you. Use your imagination to get unstuck. Follow your inspirations and allow your emotions to fuel your pursuits. Romantic or creative, your heart energy is blossoming. So we know it's not romantic. Okay, so it's creative. This is a time of heightened creativity with potential for breakthroughs. This idealistic and compassionate animal spirit ancestor coming forward can be a good thing if there is something or someone you've been waiting for. But moving too fast can lead to recklessness. Pace yourself. You are obsessed and seeking fulfillment. You have the potential to get sloppy. Hasty decision making can block your flow. And for your ancestral memory, it says the creature of water is the icon animal spirit, the Sankofa heron bird. They come forward with the lucky energy of the Ghanaian goddess of the harvest, Asasi Afua. Sankofa means we must go back and get it. Sankofa here is the animal spirit that connects the past, present, and future. And for your ancestral medicine, it says, take time to experience. Creature of water saves us from ourselves with fairy tale night and shining armor energy, saving the damsel in distress. Are you moving too fast to reap the benefits of your blessings, my child? How can you go back and reap your harvest? It says Knight of Cups, and it says, I am a creative force. You also want to look up the heron bird and see if there's a message with that for you. But that is all. Thank you all for watching. As some of you may know, I am a psychic medium who gives spiritual readings with the use of tarot. So if you would like a reading, you can contact me at the number below. I am working on a booking site, so soon you'll just be able to click and book. So stay tuned. But for now, you can text me at the number below and we can get that going for you. I hope you all have a beautiful day, evening, or night, and I will see you next time.